So this afternoon we are going to do the session topic of community-based flood disaster risk management, ongoing practice
Yes.
in the Citarum River Basin, Indonesia. So we are going to start the discussion as mentioned by Dr. Ko. The first speaker is Pak Bagus, and the second speaker is Bu Ana, and the third speaker is Dr. Ko, Pak Ko. So each the panelists have about 10 minutes, maybe
5 to 10 minutes. Right.
10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. 15? 15, okay, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then after the presentation, we are going to make a discussion, inviting the panel discussion, Pak Khalil, Pak Dani, Pak Hong, and Pak Park. Yeah. I think I know Pak Park already. So now we are going to start with the first presentation by Pak Bagus. Sorry.
Yes.
So please, Pak Bagus. So I'm going to warn you. If the hello.
Hello. Yeah, we can hear you. Don't worry. Oh.
Okay. So we are going to start with Pak Bagus. I'm going to read first of all about the CP of the presenter. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Prof.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, Prof, we can hear you.
Okay. So Pak Bagus is replacing the BPBS in this case. It is the water resources management. His office is in BPBS Citarum, Director General of Water Resources, Ministry of Public Works and Housing. There is a lot of experience regarding the Citarum, of course. He did some project about Citarum as a team leader and supervisor and etc. So Pak Bagus, I think one of the person, Citarum officer who knows a lot about Citarum. And the second presentation by Bu Ana. Bu Ana is it. I'm going to. Okay. Bu Ana is in this government official, yeah, in the West Java. His experience is about the government sciences, Sekolah Tinggi Pemerintahan dalam negeri STPDN in Sumedang, in near Jatinangor, and as also the Administrasi Negara Universitas Garut Kabupaten. That is the education of Bu Ana, and also Economy International from Japan University, International University of Japan. And now she actually officer in the West Java as the PLT pejabat Kepala Pelaksana Badan Penanggulangan Bencana Daerah Provinsi Jawa Barat, BPBD. And the third speaker is, as we all know, Mr. Ko, Pak Ko, Hwan. Dr. have worked for K-Water about 30 years until 2010, yeah, as water resources engineer and manager. He earned his doctoral degree in water resources planning and management from Colorado State University in USA in 1997. Since 2011, he has been working for Yooshin Engineering as a vice president in charge of overseas water engineering consulting service. In the Citarum, he was work for phase 1 and 2 Koika project to develop flood forecasting and early warning system as project manager. That's the curriculum vitae of the three presenter. Maybe for the panel discussion, I'm going to introduce the CP later after the presentation. Thank you. Maybe we can start the presentation by Pak Bagus. Please, Pak Bagus. Hello?
Yes, Prof. Thank you, Prof.
So-
I only have 15 minutes maximum, yeah?
Yeah.
10 to 15. Be
10 to
flexible.
15,
Don't
okay.
worry. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
shall we start now?
Yeah.
I'm going to share the presentation, yeah.
Yes.
안녕하세요. It's good to see you here in the forum. So before that, first of all, I would like to say thank you for participating in this forum. It is very, very valuable experience for us. And it's an honor to be part of this forum. So I'm going to start the presentation.
I try to go to the head page, right? Click that there. Number one.
Number one, okay.
Yes, click.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that.
How to expose, sorry.
Here we can see.
Okay. Okay, can you see the presentation?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we
this
can
is
see.
slide number 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will start. This is the
Bagus,
yes.
please press F5 button, Pak.
Oh.
F5 button.
Apple
5.
F5.
F5, Pak. Just
F5.
press.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
In your keyboard, just press F5, Pak.
It's a Mac Park. So sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yeah. Please go ahead, Pak. Yeah. Enggak apa-apa.
Okay.
Welcome to VoiceOver. VoiceOver speaks descriptions of.
Okay. I will start the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. The title of the presentation is Challenges and Opportunities in Flood Risk Management in the Citarum River Basin. So this is the general description of our area. So Citarum River Basin is one of the most strategic river in Indonesia because it supports the electricity for island of Java and Bali, and also it supports the raw and industrial water supply, and also has the largest irrigation area in the country, and also it supports 80% of raw water supply for the Jakarta water supply. Next, so we can see here that this is the island of Java. This is the island of Java, and we are here in the part of the West Java. We have the watershed area of Citarum. So it covers 14 regencies and cities, and also has area total 11,300 square kilometers with 19 watersheds, and the Citarum River itself covers 6,822 square kilometers. Next, so this is the ministerial regulation of our organization. So we are maintaining the water resources management of the Citarum River. So Citarum River goes from the kilometer 0 to the estuary for about along 297 kilometers from Cisanti, which is the upper part of the Citarum, until the Muara Gembong. So this is the whole scheme of the Citarum River Basin, and we are here, the largest watershed, Citarum River. So we have 19 watersheds in neighbors. So we are going to discuss about the main Citarum River. So next, here, so to make it easy, we divided into 3 parts of Citarum. The first one is Upper Citarum, the second one is Middle, and the third is the Lower Citarum stream. Each part of area has very unique and specific problematics. So we are going to start from the upstream. We have critical land there, which is cover 71% of critical land in the upstream of Citarum. So many land use chains and so many land cover chains on the upstreams, contributing so many discharge flow directly flows into the river when in the raining season, and also contribute.
Bagus.
You can see now?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
yes.
yeah,
Now we
okay.
can see.
It's okay.
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 So the screens are the problems and challenges in the Citarum River Basin, right?
Right.
Okay, I will continue.
Okay,
So-
you can see.
Okay, you can see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I will continue. And the second problem in upper area is the land subsidence because of the over extraction of the groundwater of the area, resulting the land sinking 8 centimeters until 10 centimeters per year. So it means that in 10 years, we have 1 meter degradation of land at the upstream areas because of the excessive extraction of groundwater. And then it causing the flood-prone area has become larger. So we have 14,793 hectares of potential flood-prone areas in Upper Citarum section. And then we go to the middle part of the Citarum. We have problems such so many waste from industries and from the livestock and agricultural waste. So approximately 280 tons per day waste from 1,500 industries in the middle part of Citarum, and only 10% of them are operating the water waste treatment. So we can imagine that how bad is the quality of Citarum water caused by the activity of the industrial, because it is not maintained properly. And also we have issues for the fisheries in the 3 major dams in the middle, Saguling, Cirata, and Jatiluhur. So it costs 10 tons of waste of nitrogen and phosphorus waste per day because of the overfeeding the fisheries cage activity in those large dams. And also we have issues, land use change also. And the last, we have issues at the lower part of Citarum, which is drought issues. During the dry seasons, drought occurs in the downstream areas. We have deficit raw water for Citarum, totally 29.2 cubic meter per second. And for the specifically in Bandung metropolitan, we have deficit 8.3 cubic meter per second. And also in the estuary area, we have problems, abrasion and intrusion loss of the mangrove and mangrove forest areas. So we have no protectors of the coastal areas. That's the typical problem here in the Citarum area. So we are here actually. We are the organization for water resource management, maintaining the Citarum River Basin. We have 5 pillars, which is 3 pillars, main 3 pillars, which is structural approach. We have conservation, utilization, and the control of water damage. And we have 2 supporting pillars, which is the white one here, and here. It is the non-structural measures we are going to discuss it about later. We goes from a planning into the implementation and construction, and then the last operation and maintenance, and that's the circle of our works. Okay, from utilization of the Citarum, Citarum is very crucial. There are 27 million people in West Java and Jakarta who rely on its basin for water supplies. It supplies 16 cubic meters per second raw water for Jakarta and will be upgraded until 19 cubic meters per second on 2025. And the next one we have supporting the largest irrigation agriculture for total 328,425 hectares area of agriculture. And we have 3 major dams here, which is Cascade Dams from Saguling, Cirata, and Jatiluhur. It supplies 2,600 megawatts for the electricity for the Java and Bali Island. And also the last, we have ecotourism and recreation, because there are 30 million people who live along the Citarum River, so it has a potential actually. Okay, this is this example of our projects which supports the conservation. We have the Citarum Reservoir, which is the position is on the upstream, so basically we can utilize the water, and also we can see so many green area here, so it actually conserves the environment also. And we have the 4th largest dam.
You have five minutes more.
Okay, thank you, Prof. We have Sadawara Dam, Cijure Dam, which is ongoing, and Cibee Dam for the multi-purpose dam. And also for the damage control, we have infrastructures, which is placed in each sub-river, so they work together to maintain the flood of the upstream Citarum area. This is the flood map. And then we are going to talk about FFWS, which is the supporting pillar here for the Water Resources Information System. And we are now have been granted by the government of Korea for the FFWS, which is aiming the local communities can be saved from disaster and contributing in the prevention of reduction of their impact. With Citarum, natural resource managers can increase their capacity related to the flood risk management. So the scope of work is to improve flood forecasting and warning system, also developing the reliable runoff model and rainfall flow routes, and also accurate flood information that will be implemented for the stakeholders. So it has 2 phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Right now it's ongoing, the phase 2 that will be ended in December 2024. This is the description of the FFWS, the location and the equipments installed in the fields. These are the 2nd phase, which is the continuation of the 1st phase, and to improve the system also. And this is the description as we had agreements with many stakeholders, operators, etc. And last, we have community empowerment pillars, which is we have 2 programs here, 2 major programs, which is Citarum Harum and CBDRM. This is Citarum Harum program, which is the involvement of so many stakeholders to restore the condition of Citarum River. So it is still ongoing, and basically they are maintaining a lot of problems there. Here, such to ordering the industries to be more healthy for their waste, and not to give more pollutants and to ordering the fisheries, and also to increase the water quality level of Citarum River. And this is the example of the activity, the results before and after. So we can see the rehabilitation of the forest is ongoing right now. And this is the waste problem in the main river before and after. And also this before and after. And the last but not least is CBDRM, which is a process of identification, analysis, countermeasure planning, monitoring, and evaluation of community disaster risk to reduce the vulnerability against it. So Dr. Ko will explain more detail about this. And this is just slide information that we have such a program, good program, which is involving the community to make a contribution in reducing the flood risk management, the flood risk. We have 3 pilot projects from non-government, which is Jaga Balai, Pepeling, and Destana. And also BPBD also involved in this activity. So it's kind of a great example in the future. So I think that's all. I think it's enough, Prof. and ladies and gentlemen. I would like to hear some comments and some advices to our program and for our improvement. Thank you. Kamsahamnida.
So next, we are going to proceed with Bu Ana. And after the 3 presentations finish, maybe we can go further for the discussions.
Yeah.
Please, Bu Ana.
Okay, good afternoon, all distinguished audience. First of all, let me thank to Mr. Ko for inviting me to this forum. It's honored to me to join this forum, and this is the first time for me. Okay, let me share the presentation. Okay, maybe I will start with the overview of West Java, because West Java is the most populous province in Indonesia, and today the heterogeneous inhabitants has reached more than 50 million people with traditional, urban, and religious culture. Then speaking of disaster, especially in West Java, it is interesting topics since we have the highest incidence of disaster in Indonesia for these 2 years. So we have like 4 major threats in West Java, like climate, and in climate including floods, flash floods, and geology, technology, and human cause. And as we can see from the bar charts, that the highest incidence disaster during 2015 to 2024 is landslides. The second is drought, especially last year because we have El Nino. And the third one is flood. So here this Bandung Basin, Bandung Basin is one of the densely populated urban area in West Java. The amount of population increases every year, and so the economic growth. This makes the disaster management more complex. One of the big issues in Bandung Basin area is flooding. So the West Java provincial government has and continues to strive to reduce the risk of impact of flooding by arranging the area, building water tunnels to accelerate reflow, retention lakes and river normalization. So here the frequent flood in Citarum upstream. I take focusing in Citarum upstream. So during 2019 to 2024, as we can see in Bandung Regency, it has the highest incidence of flooding, especially in 2021 and 2024. So where the headwaters of the Citarum River are located in Bandung Regency, and many aspects influence these events occur, such as rapid development to rising population in this area, and it has like 3.8 million people there, and land use change and stakeholders' awareness of potential floods threats. So we have like the highest incidence is in West Bandung. So one of the action of West Java Provincial government to reduce flooding and have integrated regional and spatial planning in Bandung Basin is by having joint commitment of regional heads regarding roles and function in managing spatial planning of urban areas in Bandung Basin, one of which is to reduce impact of floods. So we have like, this is this dissemination of data and information access in the Bandung Basin is carried out by various authorized institutions, such as from West Bandung Regency, West Java Province, Sumedang Regency, Bandung City, and Bandung Regency, and Cimahi City. So this aim to reduce the risk of flooding in Bandung Basin. This data and information is shared with the public through various communication channels such as WhatsApp groups, and also this is to a way to convey early warnings so they can prevent before floods comes. So for the Citarum watersheds, I will focus on upper stream segment. The upper stream Citarum watershed covers 6 regencies or cities and 664 sub-districts with total area of 238,000 hectares. And the upper Citarum watershed consists of 8 sub-watersheds. And in addition, there are almost 13 million people live in these 6 regencies or cities, which means that will affect million of people if flood occur, and also needed by million people for their water needs. So this is the pentahelix synergy model in Citarum. So we have like academic and also the community and businesses, media and government, and they have various roles to this pentahelix model. So these are the community in the Bandung Basin, one of which is Jaga Balai. So Jaga Balai is an independent institution engaged in disaster risk reduction, including education, training, preparedness, and disaster socialization for various groups. And the scope that are weather monitoring and dissemination of flood early warning information, participate in maintaining natural preservation, collaboration, and particular partnerships, micro-geotour flood in Majalaya. So these are the acting of the Jaga Balai. So they just use the height of the river and have the status of the river to reduce the impact of floods to the community, to the society, or to the people live along the river. So this is the collaborations. We have capacity of village volunteers, because you have also volunteers for disaster risk reduction. Also Jaga Balai and other institutions, also medias, BMKGs, and also governments, BNPB, and other institutions. So this is building capabilities through collaboration, partnering with Bandung Institute of Technology in building rainwater and harvesting installation and planning water level measuring instruments. And this is building capabilities through collaboration, micro-geotour flood in Majalaya. And this collaboration action with communities, with armies, and also with BBWS, and also with other institutions in cleaning rivers. This happens in June through July. This is in Sector 9 of Citarum River, which are tons of waste that are, this is the before and after. And we, from BPBD, we stay 24 hours, 7 days to participate in cleaning this river, and also with Destanas. As we have also Citarum Harum program, the same with BBWS. I think I can skip this. And these are the obstacles in the Citarum River. The first is reduction in water catchment areas due to the land damage. Second, limited availability of adequate domestic waste, sanitation facilities, and infrastructure. Third is domestic waste not yet managed properly. The fourth is water pollution due to industrial waste, some of which is hazardous waste. The fifth is water pollution due to livestock waste. Sixth is cage net floating, which no managed or register. Seven, lack of water resource management and tourism has not implemented conservation principles. Eight is inconsistency of land use with spatial planning and weak efforts to supervise, permit, and control the use of space. The ninth is environmental law enforcement is not yet optimal. 10th is public communication is not yet optimal. 11th is provision of technology-based data information. 12th is efforts to educate and empower village communities are not yet optimal. So follow-up action in disaster management starts from the smallest territorial area, because we held disaster resilient villages that call it Destana is a form of solution for disaster risk reduction based on communities. So villages that can adapt and face potential disaster threats as well as recover immediately from the adverse impacts of disaster. So besides Destana, also in sub-district, we have also Kencana, and also we are supported by thousands of volunteers in Destana and other like small groups, small communities to the disaster risk reduction. So that is the end. So maybe I have like one statement: take care of nature so the nature take care of us. Thank you very much.
It's good.
Okay, good. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to talk about public awareness campaign for CBDRM in the Citarum Basin. As we have the common understanding, flood is the most devastating natural disaster in the world. It is becoming more extreme, more widespread, and more frequent, in line with the increasing
Please,
risk of...
Paco, please
Yeah.
play the slide.
Ah,
Not yet.
okay. Can you see my slide? Second slide,
네,
can you see?
Yeah,
안
but
보이고 고 박사님
난-
저기 F5 저기 슬라이드 발표 모드로
F5?
전환하셔야 될 것 같습니다.
이걸로 하면 되잖아. 아니야, 잘못한 거 하잖아. Can you see? 아까 이거 F5를 해서 하래. 안 움직이는데.
저 위에 메뉴 왼쪽에 보면 그 처음부터라고 돼 있잖아요. 메뉴 왼쪽
왼쪽에?
끝에 처음부터.
슬라이드 메뉴?
예. 처음부터
Yes,
보고
네.
예.
오케이.
클릭해
됐어요?
보셨어요.
클릭했는데.
아직 안 되는데 그러면 그 오른쪽으로 몇 개 가면은 슬라이드 바꾸기. 슬라이드
어디에? 어디
처음-
오른쪽에?
아니 잠깐만요.
처음부터.
지금 첫 번째 그거 클릭해 보십시오.
했어. 처음부터.
아직까지 안 나오는데.
처음부터니까 나는 아까 변경된 게 올라왔는데 잠깐.
아니면은 오른쪽 맨 밑에 저기 볼륨 조정하는 거 그 옆에 있는 차트처럼 생긴 거 있죠? 오른쪽 맨 밑에 볼륨 그거
요거
클릭해 보시죠.
이게 안 가는데 잠깐 이거 뭘 해야 되는지 잠깐. 뭐가 문제죠?
그냥 보통 그냥 F5 누르면 바로 시작되는데 이게 희한하게 잘 안 되네.
혹시 안 되는데. We have some technical problem. I don't know what the hell is this.
아니면은 그냥 이 상태에서 그냥
okay.
페이지 다운 버튼으로 그냥 눌러서 하셔도 될 것 같습니다.
Okay,
Okay.
I will share the presentation
Can you see there?
to the,
안 돼?
yeah, we can see the slide number 2.
오케이. 이렇게 쓰면 돼. 여기서 그냥 이렇게 옮기세요.
Okay,
이런 식으로.
you can move the cursor.
내가 보고 있어.
Yeah, you can use the, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
okay. Sorry. Let me
Okay.
continue. So, especially the Indonesia is one of high-risk country with the most people exposed to river flood. And according to the RPJMN 2020 to 2024 or BPBD data set, Citarum is one of most flood-affected river basin territories in Indonesia. In this basin, 10 million people in the Citarum River are fully exposed to frequent and severe flooding damage. In order to overcome this challenge, as Papagus introduced, the Basin Water Manager, Balai Citarum, has been developing basin-wide flood early warning system. So the phase 1 KOICA project has started from January 2015 to develop flood forecasting and warning system in the Upper Citarum Basin. And now the phase 2 project is ongoing with 3 main tasks. First one is upgrading the Upper Citarum flood forecasting and warning system and expanding the system to the downstream of the Citarum Basin. Second mission is for integrated flood management planning. The third one is capacity building for both Citarum Basin water managers and communities. Actually, this project was scheduled to be completed by December this year, but we need several months more until the end of wet season for the testing and calibrating and technology transfer for the developed system. This slide shows the work scope of KOICA project. For the phase of project, we developed flood early warning system for this Bandung Basin here. And then for the second phase, for the Citarum-wise flood early warning system. For the integrated basin flood management, very important to secure project sustainability after this phase project phase 2. To do that, intensive testing and on-the-job training for the Balai system operators and modelers will be carried out throughout joint operation of real-time flood forecasting system together with the counterpart Korean expert during the upcoming wet season from December this year to March and April next year. Because qualified full-time operation team training, team building will be an important component for the successful operation after this project. This slide shows, this chart shows the important stakeholder agencies for water management and disaster management in the Citarum Basin. For the capacity building of both Citarum Basin water managers and communities, we need 2-track partnership building for the Citarum Basin flood defense. Track 1 is for basin-wide real-time flood forecasting with BMKG, rainfall forecaster, and PJT2, multi-purpose dam operator, and Saguling Indonesia Power and PJB, hydropower dam operators, and academia experts together, considering the 3 cascade reservoir system operations. And track number 2 is for close cooperation and disaster management with BPBD, local government and communities for flood warning and evacuation. In the core of this track number 2 mission, CBDRM will take an important role for flood warning and evacuation capacity in the Citarum Basin. Let's take a look at the CBDRM in Indonesia. As Papagos mentioned, this is a process of identification, analysis, and countermeasures, planning, monitoring, evaluation of the community disaster risk to reduce their vulnerability based on the regulation and CBDRM guideline in Indonesia. Processing both planning and implementation of CBDRM involve a series of workshops, field visit, and stakeholder meeting and training to develop strong mutual understanding between implementing agencies and target communities together. Establishing CBDRM is to minimize the loss of life and property in the community. So in this Citarum Basin, we are developing basin-wide flood early warning system in one hand here, and also on the other hand, we are trying to enhance local communities' capacity by listening and reflecting their need and requirement throughout the CBDRM activities. So these CBDRM activities need to be coupled and incorporated with the developing Citarum flood early warning system to maximize the integrated flood risk management capacity in the Citarum. This slide shows the content of our CBDRM planning report chapter, including Citarum Basin flood risk profile, stakeholder mapping, and community involvement activities, and the proposed pilot CBDRM plans. So we selected 3 flood-prone areas in the Citarum Basin, such as Majalaya in the upstream of Bandung Basin, and Karawang and Bekasi in the downstream of the Citarum. These 3 flood-prone areas in the Citarum were selected as pilot CBDRM communities throughout consultation with Balai-Besar Citarum and BPBD. So we carry out the necessary campaign and workshop and emergency planning and evacuation drill throughout the participatory approach in close collaboration and communication with the stakeholder agencies from government organization and non-government organization. Here, there are 2 key focus for these activities. First one is we are trying to improve the understanding of local communities regarding the need of developed water level gauging stations and warning posts in their village. And second one is we are trying to encourage to build ownership of local community in keeping security and safety for the real-time monitoring facilities from robbery or vandalism or any bad behaviors from some stranger guys. This slide shows the summarized information of the selected pilot communities location. So in order to incorporating Balai's warning service into the grassroots CBDRM action is to be carried out to enhance the effectiveness of early warning mechanism for the safety and preparedness of these flood-prone communities. By training communities on how to interpret and respond to early warning, CBDRM ensures timely and appropriate actions to be taken by the communities. This slide summarizes the proposed role sharing among the stakeholder agencies and communities. We assume Balai-Besar Citarum will take the lead for this CBDRM planning and implementation activities. And Jagabalai and Pepeling is to be guided by Balai-Besar Citarum to give more attention into the selected pilot communities. And We expect West Java, BPBD, and communities will provide Balabsa Citarum and pilot communities with their in-depth knowledge with local wisdom and cultures gained throughout the years of Destana activities in the Citarum. And both Balabsa Citarum and BPBD will prepare joint guidelines that also act as a training source documents by combining already available BPBD guideline on community-based risk management with Balai's detailed understanding and direction regarding how to operate, maintain, and report any issues for hydrology monitoring stations and its equipments. Based on this preparation and understanding, training program for the communities will be prepared in the selected locations. This slide shows the planned agenda for the CBDRM activities in September and October this year. Actually, Balabsa Citarum already hosted a workshop for the kickoff meeting for these activities in the first week of September, 3 weeks ago, to build initial collaboration network with stakeholder agencies and selected target flood-prone community leaders. And until the end of October, we are expecting Balai, Citarum, BPBD, and local community facilitators will work with us for identifying and updating protocol action plans for the 3 pilot communities and developing on-site awareness campaign program, curriculum, and evacuation drill training materials in conjunction with Balai's flood early warning system operation. In parallel, we may consider to provide some special education in school, like, for example, the recently performed learning by playing by ITB for the schools in Majalaya. And then once it is done until the end of October, on-site awareness campaign and emergency evacuation drills at the 3 pilot flood communities will be carried out. And then from December this year until April next year, we will continue the monitoring and evaluation of the CBDRM actions during the wet seasons. We hope these CBDRM pilot actions open a sustainable and inclusive approaches to address the flood management challenges in the Citarum Basin. With concerted action and commitment of CBDRM, we can move together toward the new paradigm of Citarum River Basin flood management together, by working together. Thanks for listening. Terima kasih banyak.
Okay, thank you, Pak Ko. So now we are coming to the panel discussion. Well, we have 4 panelists, yeah. To maybe if you can pose a question to the presenter about the CBRD that they share, and maybe if you also have a comment or another share idea, you can share. So I want to introduce the 4 panelists. The first panelist discussion is Pak Khalil. Pak Khalil is from West Java also, yeah, and born in Bandung, and yeah, born in Bandung, but from Balai Citarum. Yeah, jabatan is teknik pengalihan ahli muda Balai Pelaksana Pemilihan Jasa Konstruksi, ya, wilayah Jawa Barat, Direktur Jenderal Bina Konstruksi Kementerian Pekerjaan Umum dan Perumahan Rakyat. And the second panelist is Pak Dani. Pak Dani is from LAPI. From LAPI.
Hello, everybody.
graduated from ITB. The last education is Master in Water Resources Engineering. And he has a lot of experience regarding the river management, river flood control development, and others work related to the water resources engineering. And the third panelist is Pak, sorry, Pak, hello?
Dr. Hong. Yeah.
Mr. Hong, Mr. Hong,
Yeah.
Hong atau Hong?
Hong.
Pak Hong is from the Chief Strategy Officer, CSO of Law Monde and Sustain. It's a French company, I think. He worked
French
for
company.
Korea Institute of Civil Engineering and Building Technology, or KICT, a public research institute in Korea from 1986 to 2022. And for about more than 3 decades, he has worked in cooperation with Korean government, especially Keywater KOICA, International Organization of UN Agency. And the fourth panelist is Mr. Sangyong Park, Head Global Cooperation Specialist of Keywater, Executive Director Korea-Mekong Water Center. So Pak is water resources management and global cooperation specialist with a wealth of experience. He has been associated with Keywater since 2005, and implemented various projects related to the IWRM and smart water management and climate change mitigation measure. And I think I remember that Mr. Park has visited Bandung several times. And so for the panel discussion, I think each of you have 10 minutes to pose questions or make some remarks about the material of CBRDM. And you can pose a question and you have to mention which presenter that you pose the question. So please, Pak Khalil, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khalil. It's such a pleasure for me to be here in this forum. Right now, I am work in the hydrology unit in BPBD Citarum. Our unit is the one who is implementing the FFWS program in BBWS Citarum. Maybe I would like to share my opinion about the CBDRM experience. CBDRM are very important. We hope that the CBDRM can help people to understand the risk of disaster and make a better understanding about the preparation to deal with the disaster. And also, we hope to make a good coordination with the local communities, so we got a better solution that in line with the needs of the local people. In Citarum River Basin, there are not many communities engaged in the flood mitigation disaster. So we hope that the CBDRM that developed by BBWS and KOICA can get more attention from the others and raise awareness about the risk caused by the flood. Citarum River Basin are a very large area, so it is important that the government and the local communities can work together regarding the flood risk disaster, especially in the remote areas that are rarely covered by us. CBDRM has many benefits, such as increasing readiness for flooding, increasing community participation, and reducing the risk of disaster due to the flooding. For readiness for flooding, we have an experience from the phase 1 FFWS. There is one community in Kabupaten Bandung or Bandung Regency area that developed their own website for early warning system based on our data. And also there is a community that have installed a watering post station and use our water level station to be part of the system. So in that case, we think that sharing information will be beneficial for the others. For community participation, it is expected that with the FFWS system, we hope the community not only use the information from the system, but also help to maintain the equipment that have been installed. One of the challenges we face on the field is about the security issues, such as vandalism. We have an experience that our electricity component was stolen. So we hope that with this CBDRM program, we'll make a good coordination between government and the local communities. So the equipment that has been installed can protected by the communities. On the other things, it's very important to develop a new buildings in the FF Phase 2 program that are better in the terms of security. Good cooperation is needed in the development of CBDRM internally in BPBD Citarum through the Division of Operation and Maintenance has carried out several activities with local communities. Every year we have a program like education and training. We carry out a campaign and workshop for the society regarding to the river environmental activities, campaign for business permission, for activities in the riverbank, and also we have carried out a funding and resources. We involving the society on the mitigation program, such as the dredging on the river, cleaning the river from the waste and garbage, planting trees on the riverbank, and the others. In terms of providing information, the hydrology unit will work with the community to share the information. We hope the community can also maintain the equipment in the field and make sure that the watering post and the other equipment in the field can function properly and accurately. In the beginning of the system, it might not work properly as it designed. So it is very important to get feedback from the community so that we can improve the precision and accuracy of the system. In my opinion, BPBD have major role and full authority regarding the disaster management in our country. So we hope that the FFWS system that have been developed by BBWS and KOICA can give a lot of information and also used by them to prevent the risk from the disaster and also give the other agencies beneficial important information. Over the past few years, I think that the flood risk management activities that carry out by Ministry of Public Works, in this case BPWS Citarum, mostly are structural program. For non-structural program also been carried out every year, but the activities such as CBDRM is rarely implemented. So I think the CBDRM program are more developed by other agencies. In this case, BPBD. BPBD have a major role regarding the risk disaster management in our country. So I think it's very important to sharing experience and involving BPBD in the CBDRM FWS program. Maybe that's all that I can say. My comment about the CBDRM. Thank you very much. I return to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Pak Khalil. So if the presenter have any, comment about the comment or to trigger the discussions, maybe Pak Ko, Bu Ade, Pak Bagus. That's the remark from Pak Khalil. Hello?
CI, I think these our CBDRM activities as part of this KOICA Phase 2 project is a little bit small scale, but very good opportunity for Balai Citarum and BPBD working together for a common goal in the Citarum Basin. So we are quite excited to work together with Ibane and Babudi and BPBD together. Terima kasih.
Okay. So if there's no other remark, but I think it is. I agree also that the cooperations is the keywords. Yeah. a cooperation between or among the stakeholders of Citarum, not only government, consultant, or contractor, and academics, but also I think the community, maybe some of the local people have associations who interest in the Citarum management. We have also to invite in this case. So maybe we follow to the other panel discussions. If there is no further remark or discussion between the presenter and the panelists, and
Maybe I want
and
to add
also
some
I have
little bit, Professor.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I want to add some
Yeah.
comments about remarks about the
Okay.
yeah. Okay, I think the CBDRM is
Okay, please.
such an innovation breakthrough for maintaining the flood risk, because we also need the contribution from the community. At least we need some information because they directly feel the impact of the disaster. So right now we realize that the government cannot work alone to maintaining the flood. We need so many stakeholders contributing in this issue. So together with the community, with the BPBD, with the Dinas, I think we can solve the problem. We can cut off the duration from the status being stated from the BPBD until we can take action to the emergency state. So we can cut off, and they can prepare in a proper way. So it's such a good idea. I think CBDRM is very necessary in our program as the element from the FFWS. So it's very important. I think that's from me, Professor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pak Agus. So we go to the next panel discussions is Pak Dani. Please, Pak Dani.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shahril. And also thank you for all the speakers. Yeah, I think we have the better understanding. Yeah, after presentation for all the speakers. Yeah, and eventually Dr. Ko even as the foreigners, but I think you explained it well. Yeah, regarding the Citarum. Yeah. I believe you already work so many years in Citarum, yeah, Dr. Ko. So you become, a little bit probably indigenous, yeah, in Citarum, yeah. Okay. My comment is, I will ask for all speakers, yeah. To be fair, yeah, I will ask three of the speakers, yeah. But I think at first I want to emphasize that. Like Ibu Anne said, Citarum is how strategic the Citarum. Yeah, the Citarum is related with the 50 million people in the Citarum River basins, and it's almost 25% of total population in Indonesia, and 80% of industry. Yeah, since 20 years ago, it's located in the Citarum River basins. Yeah, until now. I don't have exact data, but I believe more than 50% of industry rely on the Citarum water, yes. And then also since the Citarum is close to the national capitals, in also as a backbone right now, become the backbone for water supply for Jakarta. Yeah, so this is to emphasize how strategic the role of Citarum. That's why the government of Indonesia also have so many programs in Citarum. In 2001, we have the Citarum Bergetar. Bergetar means shaking Citarum. It means how to shake the stakeholders in the Citarum to aware about the importance of the Citarum river basin management, yeah, and then continue with the ICWRM IP, yeah, integrated Citarum water river management implementation programs. It's funded by ADB, yeah. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's 4 years, 2014 to 2018. And then there's so many programs and then so many stakeholders involved in the ICWRM IP, including the local government, yeah. And then continue with the Citarum Harum, the latest programs in national is Citarum Harum. This is the national programs funding by the national budget, yeah. And then this is part of the commitment from previous governments to spend the budget, if I'm not mistaken, 7 trillion, 4 or 7 trillion in 7 years, yeah. And this Citarum Harum will end it in next year, yeah, until 2025. So I don't agree with Dr. Ko. Like Dr. Ko said, this is a very small scale programs, yeah. Dr. Ko, don't worry about the scale, yeah. But the important is how these programs can be a complement to the whole programs, yeah. Because in the previous program like Citarum Bergetar, ICWRM IP, yeah, and the Citarum Harum, those programs were not focused on the flood disaster. Yeah, I can say that it's focused on the how to have a better river water quality. Yeah, like Citarum Harum focus on the how to solve the environmental problems, yeah, especially water quality. But regarding the flood, yeah, I think not much attention to the previous program. So this program flood forecast warning system is, I think, even it's small amount. I know this amount compared with the dredging budget or with the Citarum Harum is very small, but I think it's very complement to the whole programs. And I have 3 questions actually. One question is to Pak Bagus, yeah. We know that you are the manager of the Citarum River Basins, yeah. But in Indonesian law, the manager of Citarum, you still have to share your role and responsibility to the local government, yeah. And I know it's sometimes confusing and yeah, quite challenging, yeah, Pak Bagus, yeah, because in our local government law, the local government is kind of, they have a little kingdom. They have their own authorities, yeah, to do what they want, yeah. So I think this is going to be the tricky one. So how you see this role sharing between the local government and then the balai? What is your part and what is the local government part in terms of community-based disaster risk management? Yeah. So that's my questions, Pak Bagus. Yeah. I hope you understand the questions. And then my second question is actually to Ibu Anne. Hello, Bu Anne. It's nice to meet you here. I think BPBD is one of the important key stakeholders, yeah. But sometimes people forget until the disaster happened, yeah. Because sometimes before the disaster they forget about BPBD, but then after disaster, then they think about the BPBD. And then also, if I'm not mistaken, when I in Bappenas, sometimes if the disaster happened, then the budget. The policy of budget can be bigger, but after the disaster, for example, like if the disaster happened in Padang, yeah, And then the national budget for Padang is become bigger. But after the disaster, previously before the disaster, the policy is so-so, yeah. So I think this is related with my questions, yeah, actually. How BPBD supported by the local government, yeah. My question is, what do you think the critical issues, yeah, related with the local regulations or perda or perbub, ya Bu ya, needed ya, regarding this disaster management. Do you think you still need some supports of perda from local governments, or do you think you already have all the regulation instrument in terms of disaster management, because you already have the disaster management law number 24 2007. So that's my question, Bu. And then the third one is to Dr. Ko, ya, Dr. Ko. Yeah, I think your explanation, your program is quite well in Citarum, yeah. But you presented that you focus on 3 pilot location for the CBDRM. My question is, even you said you already discussed this with the Balai, but what do you think the main reasons to pick up these 3 locations, yeah, and what benefit do you think we'll have to conduct this CBDRM program to those locations, yeah. And then how the strategy for the continuity of the program, yeah, because you will not be in Citarum forever, yeah, Dr. Ko. I think you I don't know if you change your nationality. Yeah, but I think we need to think about the continuity of your programs, yeah, and what is the strategy. I think that's all from me, Pak Professor Sahril. Yeah.
Okay, thank
Thank you
you,
very
Padi.
much
So,
for the opportunity.
the presenter, I have only 2 minutes to respond, yeah. So, okay, because the
Okay,
time is.
start from
Please,
me, Prof.
yeah,
Okay,
from
okay,
Pak
thank
Bagus.
you. Thank you, Prof.
2 minutes, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pak Dani, for the question. I think it's interesting question. The role sharing between central government and the local government. So based on the regulation we have and based on the law, under the law of the water resources, since we are mainly focused on the structural measures, we have 3 pillars of the structural measures, we can only do the physical structures actions actually, but in terms of the supporting pillars, which is community arrangement, community empowerment, and also the system information has been our task also. In our division we have OP, which is sub-component, and they are maintaining the relationship between the community, which is related to the operation of our infrastructures, and we share some knowledge and share some budget sometimes to maintaining all infrastructure we have. So we cannot work alone actually. So we need them. We do bottom up and the top down policy actually for this case. And for the CBDRM, I think the collaboration between Dinas and the BPBD has very taking important role because since we cannot state the emergency status of the disaster, the authority is at the BPBD. So until they state the disaster, so we can do the action for the emergency action. So that's the correlation between our relationship. So For the dinas also, they are basically they have the authority for the area that will be impacted by disasters. So they might have faster information about what is going on in their area, and the coordination between the local government and central government has taken part importantly in this case. So I think we share very important role. I think one and another is equal, I think, yeah. So that's why it's important to have very good coordination between central government, local government, BPBD, and also the non-government officials. Thank you, Pak Dani.
Well, thank you, Pak Bagus. Next is
No
Bu
problem.
Ana. Please respond.
Yeah, thank you. Before I answer what Pak Dani asked, maybe I will add what Pak Bagus mentioned before. It's not only in disaster response, if this disaster happened, but before disaster come, we also supported by BPWS, such as in the droughts last month. We asked BPWS to do some like apa itu yang namanya? So that ya.
Shortcuts or
Cuts and also
diversion mungkin, Bu.
diversion the river to avoid floods before the rainy season comes. Maybe that's the addition for Pak Bagus. And for the budget, it's not only because we changed the paradigm. Before, yes, when disaster happens, then the budget comes. And you can have a huge budget to manage to overcome the disaster. But now, the paradigm before is responsive, the disaster comes, but now is preventive. So the mitigation also use the budget like that. So we have changed the paradigm because the mitigation is also the investment, including for the development, I think. So what is the critical issues that related with the local regulation? So let's say that special plans. We have like special plans before hasn't yet used the disaster risk map. So you can see that how they can build in like the red lands that cannot build, but they build that they because they don't use disaster risk map for the development. So the challenges the challenges is that the increasing of development and also the increasing of economic growth and also increasing of the populations is, I think, slightly the same increase with the disaster. Yeah. Because what? Because the law enforcement is not properly yet conducted. So we need law enforcement there and also with integrity, I think. So and maybe I go back to the statement that the development and like special plans, economic growth will be like have like less gap in development if we conduct mitigation. So that's why mitigation is equal to investment. Maybe that's my answer. I hope you can understand what I said. Thank you.
Okay, Bu, I understand, Bu. Yes, the special plan ya, Bu ya, as the local government's regulations ya, Bu ya.
Yeah. Also, once more, because you said about the regional king, like autonomy. We are the second layer because we are the province. So the authority of the real authority of disaster management is in regencies. So there we have like, if we have what we do to support to the BPBDs is buying, we have in some indicators that set by BNPB. So if they have a good indicators, so we can support more resources for mitigation or support for response disaster like that to overcome that, the king of regencies, I think. Thank you.
Okay.
I think you're muted, Prof. Syahril.
Okay. Please,
Okay.
thank you, Bu Anna, and please next, Aku.
Okay. We tried to select those 3 pilot communities among those 32 newly developing water level gauging stations and warning posts. But in cross communication and consultation with Balabisa Citarum and BPBD, we selected 3 locations where flood prone is serious flood prone areas such as Majalaya and Karawang and Bekasi. So we start this pilot CBDRM activities with those areas. And then regarding the continuity, stretch for continuity, we hope during the upcoming wet season, we should get a lesson how nicely it is linked with Balai's flood warning information to the local people and how they react much better than before for the flood defense in their local village. So once you can find the value and the good result, I encourage PAR, STR, and Balai to extend it to those whole 32 real-time water level gauging stations step by step. That's our plan. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ko. So next, for the panelist discussion, we are going to ask Pak Hong. Please, Pak Hong. Mr. Hong.
Yes,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Professor, Mr. Chairperson. Well, 스피커를 좀, 스피커, 마이크 말고 스피커. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, first of all, I'd like to congratulate your project for the community-based flood disaster risk management in the Citarum River Basin. The presentation and the panel discussion were really impressive, and I was very touched by the progress of your ideas for the CBDRM implementation. Excuse me. Well, actually, I involved the Laos Namnang River Water Project, supported by KOICA, and the project aims to improve the implementation of integrated water resource management and building resilience for sustainable water security, enhance water management disaster response capacities in Namnang River Basin. Actually, I was a project manager before I retired the KSCT. And after I retirement, I involved for the governance building part for the project as a CSO of GH Sustain and Le Monde. And Le Monde is, the title of my consulting firm, as it means, water and the world. The Namnang River Water Governance Building is the first trial of the governance building project in water sector ODA project in Korea from KOICA side. And for the past 3 years, the project team support to develop the water governance with Monde. We support Monde, Minister of Natural Resources and the Environment. And fortunately, the Vice Minister was very interested to building that kind of water governance. And we worked together with the vice minister. He was very active to develop the governance. And the last June this year, the Namnon River Water Governance Coordination Group was inaugurated. There is kind of some very official body. The co-chairs of the coordination groups are Vice Minister of the Monde and 6 vice governors from the 6 provinces and the Vientiane capital, which are located in the Namnon River Basin. And also, it was the first achievement of initiating governance and work together with ministry and the province together in LAPI. Actually, one of the key mandate of the Namnon River Water Governance Coordination Group is developing the community-based disaster risk reduction, we call the CBDRM. So using this opportunity of my panel discussion, I'd like to introduce the Namnon River CBDRM project very briefly. So during the meetings and the following consultations with key stakeholders, major water-related issues in the Namnon River Basin were identified and prioritized. So based on this kind of, prioritized issues and the challenges, the project would like to implement a pilot project on community-based disaster risk reduction. So after several times of consultation with the province people and also Monde people, that they suggested to develop a kind of some pilot project, this kind of community-based disaster risk reduction project at the hazard-prone communities as like Citarum River Basin. And the implementation of the pilot project will allow the governance body to practice the operation of its mechanism and to find some ways to achieve win-win solution that are tailored and local context. So we cannot apply that kind of some international standard guidance for the CBDRM for some the local area. So at the same time, the pilot project is expected to enhance the sustainability of outputs and outcomes of the Namnon River Basin whole project. So anyway, so you may know that LAPI is exposed to flood, drought, and tropical storms and landslide and earthquakes. So the country remains very vulnerable to agricultural shocks linked with climate disasters. While flooding is an annual and necessary phenomenon to which traditional Laotian livelihood are adapted, the intensity and the frequency of natural disaster are rising due to Namnon River Basin development and the climate change. So I want to explain some key project approach and some component. The pilot project and CBDRM initially aims to reduce the disaster risk in rural area by enhancing some institutional capacities. Institutional capacity is very important to integrate climate risk reduction measures, and thereby addressing some problems of lack of coordinated preparedness of people to effectively respond to the natural disasters. So we saw that the most late issue from the local people is some kind of very solid institutional capacity. So while everyone in the target villages will benefit, so vulnerable members of the community, such as women, children, elderly, and the elderly will be the principal of the beneficiaries. So we want to focus about this kind of CBDRM. We call that gender inclusive CBDRM. So we are focusing the gender issue, gender, and also some vulnerable the the members of the community. So in particular, strengthen the engagement to women will be encouraged to promote them as active agent in the CBDRM. So this pilot project will also adapt a participatory approach. And it means going to be implemented by the communities themselves from the data collection on the community's vulnerability and the capacity to producing disaster risk information held to the local context. The Mrs. Ani, she mentioned about some the hazard map or disaster map. So we also focus that kind of develop the kind of a disaster map and hazard map from the local context. We are not expecting a kind of some GIS-based very fancy hazard map. They can draw the kind of hazard map with manual style. So anyway, it is very important to understand the kind of vulnerability of the local context. And at the same time, the CBDRM project will foster collaboration amongst and between key governmental and the non-governmental stakeholders in the communities. The role and responsibility of the government, the local government and central government, and also that the province government is very important. But some civil society from the national base and some the local civil society or some group, their role is very important. While the outputs generated throughout the pilot project will be comprehensive in analyzing the needs of communities, they will present that the whole governance as an important tool to make a decision and prioritize the support to the communities. So I mean that the governance between the stakeholders as like central government and the local government and also non-governmental stakeholder and the local residents. The governance is one of the key implementing mechanism for this kind of CBDRM. There are several steps. I think I don't need this the explain the details of the steps is there. And anyway, we are expecting a kind of some outputs and outcomes. So we are expecting some evidence-based analysis report on community level, vulnerability and the capacity. So once again, it's going to be very important to understand their own vulnerability and also their own
you have
capacity.
1 more minute.
Understanding their
Mr.
own capacity is also very important issue. And also the community level disaster management action plan will be developed based on their vulnerability and capacity. And they need to include the community level early warning system and the evacuation, the shelter management plan, informations about the education and the communication materials and something else. And also they need to produce some materials some education and training materials for the local context. And also that the community members need to be trained to respond to the disasters. So I'm thinking that once again, the train the community people is very important. And then then they back at their village, they will also train their the neighbors. So once again, this kind of community-based disaster risk reduction project will be implemented as a part of governance project in LAPI. Is supported by KOICA, and also I'm very happy to show this kind of idea. Also, it's a great opportunity for me to learn many things about the Citarum River Basin Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pak Hong. So the next is Park, Mr. Park,
키우세요.
please.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to be one of part of this seminar, and also I'm very pleased to meet the couple of old colleague in Citarum. Well, at the moment I'm at Beijing airport to depart to Korea, so I'm sorry for a little bit of the background noise. Well, I think at the moment I am working for the Korea-Mekong water centers. Mainly, I am developing and implementing those water projects between Korea and Mekong region countries. And also there are many disaster risk reduction projects ongoing. So first of all, I'd like to emphasize on the kind of the sound circle of the human resources because the context of DRM, disaster risk reduction, and also the capacity building is one of the very important element on that. But based on my experience, we receive a lot of trainee from the Mekong country and also including Indonesia. But the composition of trainee, most of them are government officials. So, we trying to provide a lot of lectures and information related to disaster risk reduction and flood warning. The trainees, their background is very different, and especially for the flood modeling. I have requests many times from the trainee and also those, the government official, they need more training on the flood modeling and those mechanisms, how to operate those systems. We should have to admit that to properly understand what to properly deliver those training and information to the trainee, they need a kind of some prerequisite qualification. They need to know the background and they need to know those mechanism of modeling things. So I think the inclusion of academia is very important because those students who train at the university who may get an undergrad, graduate, or master, or doctor, those well-trained human resources supposed to input to the government official. That I think that is a very sound way we can continue to develop and continue to increase our capacity of our own disaster risk reduction system, because we have collaborate between Korea and Indonesia. Most of them are supported by KOICA, and some of them are support or utilizing the multilateral development bank fund. But still there is some gap between those experts from Korea and those operator in the government of Indonesia. So I strongly wanted to address that the inclusion of academia at the all level is very important to get a sustainability of this disaster risk reduction program or the community-based disaster risk reduction. And the second one, at the moment there are many DRR program is ongoing. Most of the contexts, they are including the flood forecasting and early warning system. The system means, in other words, we are applying some digital technology, some kind of digitalization in water resources management. I witnessed that there are various development partners over there. Some of the projects carried by KOICA, some of the projects carried by JICA, and some of them is supported by kind of China aid. That means they bring into the site with their own technology. That means they got their own protocol, They got their own hardware and software. But eventually, we need to integrate those systems into one because at the catchment level or the basin level, we need to connect into those flood forecast and early warning system. Prior to my comment, Dr. Hong referred to the couple of projects in Laos. Some project is developed by Korea and some project developed by JICA or also from Sweden and Australia. So at the end, in terms of the national level, it is difficult to merge or connect those, different digital systems. So in the case, we can refer to the Korean experience. In this state, when it develops that kind of digitalization system, we're supposed to carry out the information strategy planning, ISP. ISP means we need to check the overall condition or overall protocol of the different digital system into the kind of one system. We don't want it to invest to the overlapped area, or we don't want it to starting some different protocol, something like that. So I think I think the disaster reduction or flood forecast early warning system, we already started those systems and we have spent some time already. But this is the very high and right time we need to think about how we integrate those, the different digital systems into one. So I think this is very right time we visit to the what is the kind of standard way to pursuing the information status planning, something like that. And also I'm very happy to meet all of the presenters in here, and also I'm very happy to be part of this session, and thanks to Dr. Go who invited me to as a panelist, even though I'm in the abroad. But yeah. Okay, and thank you, and R7 here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. So we arrive in the final sessions, but there is some 2 minutes maybe from the participant if you have some question or remarks before we conclude the resume. There is some Mitra Air Indonesia, Association of Mitra Air Indonesia. Maybe Pak Yachi, Bu. I think this year. So if there is no more question, hello. So if there is no more question, I want to make some maybe several point of resume for the Citarum based on the presentation and discussion. There's some point that the first one is cooperations between government, non-governments, and we have to develop a system of the river planning. Yeah, we need a master plan of planning based on the from Mr. Park and Mr. Hong, for example, the local priority for the local people, not only for government and the the business, yeah, but also for the local people, to involve the local people more actively for the CBDRM. And then there's some sustainability questions about what we invest, yeah, for the Citarum is the capacity, yeah, the capacity, improving the capacity of the operator, both for the government and also non-government involved in that program. also one of the other planning, not only special planning for the river program, but also the integrating of the information system regarding the river database. Yeah, that's what I remarks. Maybe one of other things that lose or miss, we can add after the program. So I give back the time to Pak Ko. Please, Pak Ko.
Thanks, Professor. Yeah,
Hello.
I think we have some echo. This.
You still have 2 minutes.
We really enjoyed excellent presentation and discussion today on the moderate by Professor Sia here. So this is not the end. Actually, this is the starting point of our common homework. So we'll keep working and communicating.
Okay.
So when I come back to Bandung next month, we'll meet again. So please help us and work together to prepare these CBDRM activities so that we can go together in those 3 pilot communities in the coming November for actual training session. Terima kasih banyak. But one comment proposal from successor from Dani. We need some photo session together before we say hello each other. Okay? Is that okay, Professor?
Yeah.
Photo session.
Okay.
How to make it?
Oh,
We can
photo.
capture screen capture,
take a
yeah,
photo.
Dr. Ko. Yeah. Okay, I
Oh,
will
maybe
take
Pak
it.
Dani,
Yeah.
Pak Dani, you can help.
One,
Ah.
2, 3. Yeah.
So
One more
turn on
thing.
the camera. Turn on the camera.
Yeah, turn on
Video,
the camera,
video.
please,
Video
everybody. Okay. Pak Budi, Bu Rilianti,
Bagus.
Bu,
Anda.
yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much. I will share it to everybody.
Thank you so much. We will keep in touch.
Thank
terima
you.
kasih banyak. 감사합니다.
Terima kasih
Kamsahamnida.
Pak
Thank you very
juga.
much.
Arigatou
Terima
gozaimasu.
kasih Ibanez. See you in
Bye-bye.
Bandung.
Thank you.
Thank you.
terima kasih
Bye-bye.
banyak.
Pak Dani.
See you
감사합니다.
next.
Terima kasih.
네, 고맙습니다. 네.
Bye.
Dr. Ko.